Good morning, my millionaire growth partners. My name is Otis Tucker, the world's first trillionaire. I am creating heaven on earth, people, and the way that I do it, number one, is that I help people to realize that what they consider to be their soul is the Spirit of God that lives inside of you. So the fact that God is inside of you, people, as long as you claim your soul, then you have every right to say and claim that you are God, because you are. And God can co-create with you. I am creating financial freedom for billions of people across this world. I am creating a million millionaires. I am the greatest leader that ever lived. I am God, people. And most important is that I manifest the words I speak. My message for you today, people, is to separate your roles from your purpose, man. In other words, it's like you have to separate yourself from your roles, you know? You have to treat them for what they are. It's like our roles, we play a lot of roles, people, you know. Um, People, it's like the roles, like, for example, your job, that's a role. That's a role that you play. That role that you do play provide the finance you need to maintain whatever your lifestyle is. If you're a business owner, that is also a role. In other words, it's a glorified job. You know what I'm saying? In the sense that it's a means to an end, It pays the bills. And if you are passionate about it, that's great. But my point that I'm trying to get at is this, man, is that I want you to separate yourself from your roles and realize that you're not your roles. It's a part of who you are, as far as something that you do, but it's definitely not who you are, people. And I want to make that distinction today, because understanding the difference, people, is gonna free you, because it's like your roles. It's like a lot of times in life, we want something that we think we want, whether it's your business flourishing, or you're getting advancement in your job, or getting this dream job, and it doesn't really work out the way you want it to. And the reason being, people, what I'm realizing is that our number one purpose, or number one thing for being here, number one reason for being here, is to fulfill on God's purpose for our lives. And a lot of time, people, the roles that we are playing is not in alignment with the purpose that God have for you. And don't get me wrong, there's a season for everything. Like that job you've had, it was great for that season, while God continued to work on you. That business you had, it was good for a while, but it's like you got to know when the chapters are closing too, you know what I'm saying? And then figure out what's next. It's like, I just want you to never be attached, man, and restrict yourself or limit yourself because you're trying to fit your role into your purpose. When the way it works, people, is that no matter, even if you try to fit your roles into your purpose, if it's not in alignment, believe me, God will find ways to redirect your path so that you can get back in alignment with the purpose that He have over your life. And it's nothing to get frustrated over, It's like when you understand what's happening, then, it's like it's not only more bearable, but you can see things more clearly. That way you can adjust and make adjustments in your life. For the last I was telling my wife and sister yesterday, man, that for the first time in my life, I don't know what I'm gonna do next. All I know, though, people, is that over the next 3 months, this month till December this year, I just know that there's something big that's gonna happen in my life, and I don't know what the heck it is. That part I know, is that I don't know, and there's nothing wrong with that, people. It's just that it's a feeling. It's like an energetic vibe, that I know is gonna happen, like one of the vision I had Saturday night when I couldn't sleep. It was the fact that it's actually a talent I had when I was 16 years old, man. I'll never forget this stuff. When I was 16, as a teenager, I was able to look at companies and be thinking like, okay, well, what if we piece this company and that company together? That could make billions of dollars. Now, mind you, I was 16 years old at the time, and that's how I used to think, you know? And it's like a lot of time, people, is that your gift has been there your whole life. It's just that this matrix and society find ways to rid you of it, you know? Thank God, full circle, here I am now. But my point is that I want you to think back throughout your life, man, just like I'm doing right now, and realizing that my true passion is putting puzzle pieces together to solve big problems, problems that affect billions of people, you know what I'm saying? And what I saw in the spirit Saturday night is that I'll be doing tens of millions of dollars worth of deal, helping businesses to solve problems, to plan out their move, their growth strategies. I mean, and countries doing multi-billion-dollar deals. Like, these are things that I know is to come, people. Now, how exactly that comes about, to be honest, I don't know. And the truth is, I don't really care. You know, I don't worry about the how to things. I just worry and focus on, not even worry, I just focus on what I believe and what I know is to come. It's not even believe. You get to a point where it's a sense of knowing. Like what I just stated to you is not even a belief anymore, because you can't believe something you know. I know those things must come to pass. You know, I don't know exactly the details, but I know that those things must be manifested in my life, because those says the Lord, you know. That's what I see, therefore it shall be, you know. And it's like, for you people, I just don't want you to limit yourself to your roles, because the roles you have, you know, is that the stagnation or the lack of luster that it's having. You know, if you claim those people, then that becomes who you are. And that's how people stay stuck in cycles, man. It's like this world have trapped people, and we call it the rat race, where it's like they're scared to lose their job, because if they lose their job, this society and this world is set it up so that they lose their house, their cars, their means of surviving, man. And you know, I remember back in I think it was 2008 or so, when the market crashed, and I remember people that had these decades of jobs that was losing their house. People, a house was going foreclosure left, right, and center. People getting cars repoed, all kind of stuff that was happening, man. And it's like, this new world that we're creating, people, is not going to be based on that, because that keep you trapped in feeding the elites, man. What we're looking to do is create financial freedom for as many people as that wants it, billions of people. I don't just say it, people, I mean it, you know. And therefore we cannot follow the old systems, man. Is that we want to get to the point where we inspire people to be awakened, to raise their frequency, so they can think creatively and solve problems in this world, you know. And that's where it's getting to, people. But it's like, I really and truly, though, just want you to not be trapped, man. If a job is not in alignment with where you're going, quit that damn job. If your business is not in alignment with what God has for your life, sell that business, partner up with somebody, or whatever you need to do, man, so you can make a transition, so you can be in alignment. The most important thing in my life right now, people, is really and truly to be in alignment with my purpose that God have over my life, which is to lead this new collective, this as we create heaven on earth. That is my new purpose in life, people, is to create heaven on earth. I don't want people to die to think that they're going to experience happiness and true joy and the blissful life that they want, when they can have it right here on earth. And that's what I'm here to create, people. I am here to bring about that, you know. That leads me to the next segment, man. Shout out to my co-creators, man, of Heaven and Earth International. Again, this is indeed, people, where we are energetically creating heaven on earth. And the cool thing is that, you know, everything we're doing has never been done. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody has ever done this before, where they intentionally, on a daily basis, create heaven on earth to increase the frequency and vibration of people to the point where they're operating from a very high frequency, the 5D, 5 dimension, where spiritually and energetically they can attract all the amazing things that they want in life, versus what they currently have, which is low vibration, negative experiences. You know, we are doing that, people, because we as the collective, there's a lot of people out here that is indeed chosen by the Spirit of God. And God is working on them just like he's been working on me. You know, we all got our role to play, people. I am here to lead this collective. And for those of you that are there, you have different purposes, you know. Figure out what your purpose is. And as you figure and identify that, then, you know, figure out how you can use that to really elevate the consciousness of people around you, you know. And the easiest way to do it for real, is simply doing what I'm doing, working on yourself every day. Every single day, working on developing yourself, growing yourself, and sharing the knowledge as you receive them, you know. And that in itself will elevate other people's lives. It will inspire and motivate them to be more than they are, you know. And that's a beautiful space to be, man. I'll say this real quick. For people that choose to be a part of this collective, here's the requirements. Number one, people, is that you must choose to believe that the Spirit of God lives inside of you, because unless you take possession of the Spirit of God, which is your soul that's inside of you, then God cannot co-create with you. When you own your soul, people, take ownership and realize that that's who you really are, then you become God and God can co-create with you. Number two, people, is that yes, you need to follow all my social media pages. Follow them, man. Watch my videos every day. And as you watch my videos, then you receive some of the downloads that I get every single day. I share different downloads. And as I share these downloads with you, then it elevates your life, because again, I am speaking to your soul, and it's helping you to become more of your soul versus, you know, this bodysuit, you know. So that's that. Number three, people, which is the most important though, is that the way you help this collective to spread God's message, man, is by you speaking your truth. The new currency of heaven and earth that we are creating, people, is truth and authenticity. So all you have to do is be authentically you. That's it. Share something about yourself that can elevate, and, you know, just share whatever God lays on your heart, man. And don't worry about who and how it help people. Just share what you're led to share. Take your phone, videotape it, post it, man, and let people be blessed. Anyways, people, that's that. Shout out to Jamaica, man, who is the eye of this world. Shout out to Africa, who is the mother of this world. Shout out to the entire Caribbean and the African diaspora worldwide. People, obviously, you know, my mandate is to unite the Caribbean and Africa. And as far as for things that I noticed that I want to point out today, is that I believe in Jamaica, we really need to aggressively start to invest more in our exports, especially when it comes to agriculture. You know, there's a lot of markets that's out here that we're barely scratching the surface in, for things that are in extremely high demand, especially as brand Jamaica continue to expand and really take over this world as far as influence goes. Then it's now, this is how we capitalize off it, people, is we need to brand our product Jamaica. We need to make made in Jamaica, you know. Coffee, coffee, the Blue Mountain coffee, we need to increase that export quite a bit. It's one of the best in the world. When it comes to things like ginger, didn't even realize it, but there's a high demand for our ginger, because I guess the volcanic rocks that for our soil in Jamaica, but it's in very high demand. There's other stuff like mangoes, you know, and it was about 5 or 6 different things. But tell you the truth, all our products, because we're branding and we are a brand, then anything we sell under the Jamaica brand can yield the income and money that we need. You know, avocado is one of them. We got a very small segment of the market. You know, Mexico got a big portion. We need to tap into that. Why not? You know what I mean? Avocado, selling the Jamaican pear overseas, which is avocado, or squishing it or whatever. Make products off it, man. Like everything we have, we need to add value to it instead of selling the raw materials, so we can keep more of the money back there in Jamaica. And obviously this is going to help us to boost the economy, because now you got more revenue coming in that we can keep on reinvesting back in agriculture until we get to the point where we are food sufficient, where we can feed ourselves, and we don't have to do no imports every year. You know, we can keep that $1 billion we've been spending in imports back into the country. And the biggest way to do it is basically focus on the products that are in extremely high demand that we produce, like ackee. Canned Aki is boosting. Every time you turn around Aki on saltfish, that's a big thing. We got that. Let's capitalize on that. You know what I'm saying? Breadfruit was one of them. It's it's like there's so many products that we have in Jamaica naturally that grows in abundance, but we have not been investing as a country into that. And I'm hoping that the government hear this message, man. Invest in agriculture heavy, especially products that we know is in extremely high demand, and use those as a catalyst to raise money that we can reinvest back into the country. For one, it'll boost farmers' income, just like how we used to collect coffee. We can collect those products, like really help the farmers, subsidize them or incentivize them to go ahead and mass produce those. And then we're gonna basically, between cold storage, manufacturing, adding value to those raw material, and then ship them out, man, you know. And it's like, again, we're positioning ourselves to be the fourth logistical node in the world. So why not keep creating opportunity by solving the demand of this world? You know what I'm saying? So let's work on that, Jamaica. And any other country out there, again, you can always use this, different ideas that you receive here. Jamaica is indeed the blueprint for the world, though. So I'll always be talking about that one. Anyways, people, my declarations over your life, man. Number one is that you are a millionaire. You are married to the person of your dreams. You have amazing health and is in the best shape of your life, man. My prayer for you today, people, is that you really heed this message, man. Don't box yourself in. Don't limit yourself, people. There's nothing wrong with changing in life, you know. I've had about 4 or 5 businesses over the last 20 years, you know, and you have to know when it's time to transition or whatever, man. It's like you got to make maneuvers as needed, because if you don't, people, you'll stay stuck in whatever that phase is for your entire life, which would really suck. It really would, you know. So don't be afraid to migrate, leave from that job. I'm very proud of people that I see traveling overseas to countries you would never think about. There's a lot of black people right now living in Thailand, China, and all these places, and all they got is they're singing praises. I think that's amazing and awesome, man. Step outside your comfort zone, man. Be bold about life. Try different things, people. You'll be surprised how things work out in your behalf. Y'all have a great day, man. We'll talk tomorrow.